Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Mahārāja's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Mahārāja on May 29th, 2022 in Chennai, India.
Pangum langayate girim Sri Gurum Dīnatarinam Sri Caitanya Ishwaram Hariom Tat Sat. Continuing the Chaitanya Leela compilation with chapter Vibhīṣaṇa and Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa meet Lord Chaitanya under the section Wonderful Episode of Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa. Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.48.
বসিয়াছে গোরা চাঁদ নিজ জন মেলে দুয়ারে কে আছে দেখো গোবিন্দের বলে
Gaura Chand, who was sitting among his associates, asked Govinda to see who was standing at the door.
Lord Chaitanya could tell that someone was standing at the door.
Lord Chaitanya could tell if someone was standing at the door.
And he asked his servant Govinda to check who it was.
And he asked his servant Govinda to check who it was.
This is part of the inconceivable potency of Lord Chaitanya.
This is a part of the inconceivable potency of Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mangal Sesha Khanda 4.49.
দুয়ারে দাঁড়াইয়া আছে বিভীষণ রায় ব্রাহ্মণ দেখিয়া অঙ্গুলি দিল না শিকায়
Meanwhile, King Vibhīṣaṇa was standing near the door and seeing the Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa who had come following him. Vibhīṣaṇa put his finger in his nose, was astonished.
Vibhīṣaṇa, he went to see Lord Chaitanya.
Vibhīṣaṇa, he went to see Lord Chaitanya.
And somehow he knew that the Lord had descended.
Somehow he knew that the Lord had descended.
But he was amazed that the Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa had followed him.
But he was amazed that the Dravidian Brahmana had followed him. Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.50.
হেন কালে গেলা গোবিন্দ টোটার দুয়ার দেখিল দ্বারে দুই ব্রাহ্মণ কুমার
In course of time, Govinda went to see the door of Tota Gopinath temple and saw at the door two Brahmanas.
At this time, Lord Chaitanya apparently was in Tota Gopinath temple.
So at this time, Lord Chaitanya was apparently at the Tota Gopinath temple.
And Holiness considered King Vibhīṣaṇa to be a Brahmana.
And Govinda Das had considered King Vibhīṣaṇa to be a Brahmana.
So,
Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.51.
দেখিয়া গোবিন্দ গেলা প্রভু বিদ্যমান কিছু না কহিতে ডাকে ব্রাহ্মণ দুইজন
Seeing both of them, Govinda returned back to be in the presence of Lord Chaitanya to inform about King Vibhīṣaṇa and the Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa. But even without being informed by Govinda, Lord Chaitanya called both the Brahmanas.
Lord Chaitanya, he knew who was at the doorway.
So Lord Chaitanya knew who was at the doorway,
And he called him in.
and he called him in
Before he would be told by Govinda Das
before he was told by Govinda Das,
who was there.
who was there. Murari Gupta Karcha 4.21.18. Shri Vibhīṣaṇa went to the place where Lord Gaurachand was sitting. Upon seeing the Upon seeing the Lord's shining feet, he fell like a stick to the ground.
Vibhīṣaṇa understood the divinity of Lord Chaitanya.
Vibhīṣaṇa had understood the divinity of Lord Chaitanya.
Immediately he fell down offering his prostrate obeisances,
Immediately he fell down offering his prostrate obeisances,
like a stick
like a stick
to the ground.
to the ground. Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.52.
আইস আইস বলি হাসি সম্ভাষে ঠাকুর একে বসাইল পাশে আর রহে দূর।
Laughing and saying,
I saw.
Lord Chaitanya greeted, come, come. Lord Chaitanya greeted and made one Vibhīṣaṇa to sit beside him, and the Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa remained at a distance.
So, here the Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa is meeting Lord Chaitanya for the first time.
So, here the Dravidian Brahmana is meeting Lord Chaitanya for the first time.
And
Murari Gupta Karcha 4.21.19. Beholding that amazing scene, the Brahmana also bowed down and he wept until his body became drenched by tears of love. Then, praising his own miserable poverty, which had caused him to eventually meet the Lord, his heart became filled with jubilation, and he danced.
so, by material calculation, one may be suffering various tribulations.
So, by material calculation, one may be suffering various tribulations.
But the tribulations may be a cause of his spiritual upliftment.
But the tribulations may be a cause for his spiritual upliftment.
The Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa was going through this ecstatic symptoms on seeing Lord Chaitanya.
So, the Dravidian Brahmana was going through these ecstatic symptoms on seeing Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.53.
সব ছাড়ি প্রভু তারে সম্ভাষে আদরে কাছে যত ছিল বিস্ময়ে লাগিল সবারে।
Giving up everything, Lord Chaitanya greeted and conversed with Vibhīṣaṇa affectionately. Whoever was in the vicinity of Lord Chaitanya were surprised.
Vibhīṣaṇa was not known to any of the associates of Lord Chaitanya.
So, Vibhīṣaṇa was not known to any of the associates of Lord Chaitanya.
They were surprised how Lord Chaitanya was talking to who they considered a stranger so intimately.
They were surprised how Lord Chaitanya was talking to someone so intimately whom they considered to be a stranger.
This was the inconceivable memory of Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya.
So, this was the inconceivable memory of Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.53.
চৈতন্যমঙ্গল শেষ খণ্ড 4.54। ঠাকুর কহে চিরদিনে দর্শন অনুরাগে দোহাকার ঝরয়ে নয়ন।
Lord Chaitanya said, after a long time, I'm seeing you, Vibhīṣaṇa, again. Out of intense attachment, both of them, Lord Chaitanya and Vibhīṣaṇa, shed tears profusely.
Hello.
Haribol.
So that although Vibhīṣaṇa was from some millions of years before,
Although Vibhīṣaṇa was millions of years before,
and his relationship was with Rama,
and his relationship was with Rama.
but as a person Godhead is actually the same person,
But as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually the same person
in different forms.
in different forms,
So Lord Chaitanya, he remembered Vibhīṣaṇa.
so Lord Chaitanya, he remembered Vibhīṣaṇa. Chaitanya Mangal, Seshakhanda 4.55.
শ্রীহস্ত দিয়া অঙ্গ পরশে তাহার, কুশল কুশল পুছে ইঙ্গিত আকার।
With his divine lotus hands, Lord Chaitanya caressed the body of Vibhīṣaṇa and in the form of his gestures asked,
Kuṣal, Kuṣal.
Kushal, Kushal,
Kuṣal means
about his well-being.
everything all right?
Is everything all right? Is everything all right? About his well-being.
Lord Chaitanya was giving his mercy to Vibhīṣaṇa as if he hadn't seen him for several years.
Lord Chaitanya was giving his mercy to Vibhīṣaṇa as if he hadn't seen him for several years.
When it was millions of years.
But it was millions of years.
Bhagavad Gita, Kṛṣṇa tells Arjuna in chapter 4 that he taught the Bhagavad Gita to the sun god, in turn taught it to Manu.
Lord Chaitanya says in the Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter that he had taught the Bhagavad Gita to sun god who had in turn taught it to Manu.
Arjuna was amazed. He said, all the thoughts of that like 49 years ago.
Arjuna was amazed at how he did it 40 billion years ago, 40 million years ago.
And Lord Chaitanya said that I don't forget anything I do.
And Lord Chaitanya said that I don't forget anything that I do.
So now I'm re-establishing the teachings of Bhagavad Gita because in time they're lost.
So now I'm re-establishing the teachings of Bhagavad Gita
At the time they are lost.
as the years of lost. Chaitanya Mangal, Seshakhanda 4.56.
সে দোহার কথা আর না বোঝয় কেহ, গৌরচন্দ্র বলে বিপ্র দুঃখিত বড় এহ।
As to what both of them, Lord Chaitanya and Vibhīṣaṇa conversed, could not be understood by anyone. Lord Chaitanya said, this Brahmana is very sad.
The South Indian Dravidian Brahmin, Ramdas, he was very sad because he was poor.
The South Indian Dravidian Brahmana, Ramdas, was very sad because he was poor.
He was hungry.
He was hungry.
He was rejected by his family.
He was rejected by his family.
And he thought that Lord Jagannath was not having mercy on him.
And he thought that Lord Jagannath was not having any mercy on him. Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.57.
দারিদ্র জ্বালায় জ্ঞান হরিল ইহার জগন্নাথ উপরে এ করহে প্রহার
Because of suffering due to poverty, he lost his knowledge, and so he is beating Jagannath.
Jagannath is very merciful.
Jagannath is very merciful.
And the Brahmana, by fasting for 7 days,
But the Brahmana had been fasting for several days
and then wanted to commit suicide,
and then wanted to commit suicide
was beating Lord Jagannath
and was beating Lord Jagannath
in this way.
in this way.
Why?
Why? Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.58.
আপনার দোষ জীব না দেখে কিছু আপনি করিয়া দোষ প্রভুরে দোষে পাছু
A living entity does not see any fault with oneself, but having committed mistake, then later on blames the Lord.
Due to previous lives, sinful activity,
If due to previous lives' sinful activities,
one is forced to suffer.
how one is forced to suffer,
Yet this Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa, he blamed Lord Jagannath,
yet this Dravidian Brahmana, he blamed Lord Jagannath,
and his frustration increased.
and his frustration increased. Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.59.
আপনে করে নিজ ভালো মন্দ বলি ভুঞ্জিবার বেলে দোষ প্রভুর উপরি
The living entity does an act considering what is good, does not act considering what is good and bad. But when he suffers, he blames the Lord for the mistake.
Living entity in this material world is bound to commit some sinful activities.
Every living entity in this material world is bound to commit some sinful activities.
And that's why the Lord gives us sacrifice to perform to get rid of the bad karma.
That's why the Lord gives us sacrifice to perform to get rid of the bad karma. Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.60.
সুখ সে ভুঞ্জিতে গুণ কহে আপনার প্রভুরে দোষে দোষ দুঃখে ভুঞ্জিবার
When he enjoys happiness, he says it's due to his own good qualities. But when he suffers from his misdeeds, he accuses the Lord for the mistake.
Lord Chaitanya is pointing out the activity of most people.
Lord Chaitanya is pointing out the activity of most people.
If people have any good fortune, they it's due to their own activities.
If people have a good fortune, they think it's due to their own good activities.
And when they have some misfortune, they blame the Lord.
And when they have some misfortune, they blame the Lord.
So, rather we should just serve the Lord, and that's the solution.
And rather, we should just serve the Lord, and that's the solution.
We can get naturally good results.
And we can naturally get good results. Chaitanya Mangal Sesh Khanda 4.61.
সাত উপবাসে বিপ্র মৃত্যু কইল সার, বিপ্র প্রিয় জগন্নাথ কি করিব আর।
This Brahmana, after fasting for 7 days, concluded to die. What can Lord Jagannath, who is dear to the Brahmanas, do for him?
So that people in general give their orders to God.
So people in general give their orders to God.
They expect that God will be their order fulfiller.
And they expect that God will be their order fulfiller.
Like Zomato.
Like?
Zomato.
Like like Zomato.
Like a delivery boy.
Like a delivery boy.
They don't get like that. And they want to kill themselves or do something drastic.
But if they don't get the result, they want to kill themselves or do something else. Murari Gupta Karcha 4.21.20 to 21. The all-opulent Lord, who is like a wish-fulfilling tree, said to Vibhīṣaṇa, "If your grace gives wealth to this exalted Brahmana, his desire will then be fulfilled, thus freeing him from the affliction of misery." With folded hands, Vibhīṣaṇa accepted Mahaprabhu's instructions on his head.
Vibhīṣaṇa was studying Lord Caitanya.
So Vibhīṣaṇa was serving Lord Chaitanya.
And the Brahmana, he wanted his material suffering, poverty to be solved.
And Brahmana wanted his material suffering to be solved.
Brahmana, the Vibhīṣaṇa accepted he would give the Brahman some wealth.
If Vibhīṣaṇa
accepted he would give the Brahman some wealth.
If Vibhīṣaṇa accepted, he would give Brahmana some wealth.
Thus, he was serving Lord Caitanya.
Thus, he was serving Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mangal, Sesh Khanda 4.62.
তোমার দর্শনে ইহার ঘুচিল দারিদ্র, ধন দেহ যেন হয় ধনের সমুদ্র।
By seeing you, his poverty is removed. So give him an ocean of wealth. Chaitanya Mangal, Sesh Khanda 4.63.
ভালো ভালো বলি তিহু উঠিলা সত্তর, যে ছিল সেখানে সবে পড়িল ফাপর।
Sing.
Good.
Bhalo, bhalo, good, good. Vibhīṣaṇa got up to take leave. Whoever was present there were put into puzzlement.
All the associates, they couldn't understand what was going on.
All the associates, they couldn't understand what was going on.
Who was this stranger that the Lord was speaking to so intimately?
Who was this stranger that the Lord was speaking to so intimately?
And then who was this Brahman that Lord Chaitanya told a stranger to give money?
And who was this Brahmana Lord Chaitanya told this stranger to give money?
It's all very puzzling for the devotees.
It's all very puzzling for the devotees.
They didn't understand what was going on.
They did not understand what was going on. Chaitanya Mangal, Seshakhanda 4.64.
দণ্ডবধ করি তার চলে দুইজন, পথে যাইতে বিভীষণে পুছয়ে ব্রাহ্মণ।
After paying obeisances to the Lord, both of them left. While on the way, the Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa asked Vibhīṣaṇa. Chaitanya Mangal, Seshakhanda 4.65.
তুমি বলো আমি সেই রাজা বিভীষণ সন্ন্যাসীরে নমস্কার।
You said that you are that king Vibhīṣaṇa, but you paid obeisances to that sannyasi and left. Chaitanya Mangal, Seshakhanda 4.66.
জগন্নাথ দেব তুমি না দেখিলে কেনে স্বরূপ করিয়া কহ দুঃখিত ব্রাহ্মণে।
Why did you not see Lord Jagannath? Reveal your true colors, your identity to me, a distressed Brahmana.
So the Dravidian Brahman was again asking all these questions to Vibhīṣaṇa.
So the Dravidian Brahmana was again asking all these questions to Vibhīṣaṇa.
But he doesn't know anything about who Lord Chaitanya was.
But he did not know anything about who Lord Chaitanya was.
This is the secret Lord Chaitanya hid from people, calling himself by his answers.
This is the secret. This is how Lord Chaitanya covered himself by his illusory potency.
People, I didn't realize who he was.
So that people didn't realize that who he was. Chaitanya Mangal, Seshakhanda 4.67.
সন্ন্যাসীর আজ্ঞা তুমি কইলে শিরপুরি পরি সন্ন্যাসী বা কে বা কহ না কর চাতুরি।
You took up the order of that sannyasi on your head. Anyway, tell me, is he a sannyasi or someone else? Don't play any tricks on me.
The Brahman was suspecting maybe this sannyasi is more than he appears.
The Brahmana was expecting that maybe this sannyasi is more than what he appears.
So he asked Vibhīṣaṇa to tell him who is that sannyasi.
So he was asking Vibhīṣaṇa to tell him who was that sannyasi. Chaitanya Mangal, Seshakhanda 4.68.
রাজা কহে শোনো আরে অবোধ ব্রাহ্মণ জগন্নাথ দেখো এই সাক্ষাৎ অনয়ন।
King Vibhīṣaṇa said, "Listen, hey foolish, dull-headed Brahmana, you just saw Lord Jagannath in person, directly with your own eyes."
Lord Chaitanya is the moving Jagannath.
So Lord Chaitanya is the moving Jagannath.
And Jagannath in the temple is the unmoving Jagannath.
And the Jagannath in the temple is unmoving Jagannath.
So he just saw Jagannath
So he just saw Jagannath
in his moving form.
in his moving form.
But he's dull-headed. I didn't understand.
But he's dull-headed, so he didn't understand. Chaitanya Mangal, Seshakhanda 4.69.
তোমার অভিষ্ট সিদ্ধ ধন পাইলে তুমি দ্রাবিড়ে তোমার ধন দিব লইয়া আমি।
Your desire is fulfilled because you obtained wealth. Now I'll take you home to Drāviḍa and give you that wealth. Chaitanya Mangal, Seshakhanda 4.70.
এ বলে শুনিয়া বিপ্র শিরে হানে ঘা আরতি করিয়া ধরে বিভীষণের পা।
Hearing this, the Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa struck his head with painful blows. Subjugating himself, he clasped the feet of King Vibhīṣaṇa.
The Dravidian Brahman is amending that he couldn't recognize Lord Chaitanya.
Now the Dravidian Brahmana is lamenting that he couldn't recognize Lord Chaitanya.
It seems. And so now I can't wait for tomorrow's.
Now I can't wait for tomorrow's class.
He wants to end the class early. It's exciting.
Exciting class.
Exciting!
Thus ends the chapter entitled Vibhīṣaṇa and Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa meet Lord Chaitanya, under the section The Wonderful Episode of Drāviḍa Brāhmaṇa. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.